What is it about CreativeLive? What is it about the way you guys think about this business and this product that allows you to stand out in what is now a pretty crowded market in terms of online video learning?
Sure. I seriously could talk about this for half hour because it's something I'm very passionate about.
I've been talking about it for 5 days.
I know. And maybe I could distill it down into a couple nuggets. I think the first, we're very differentiated on who is on our stage. You, for example, completely world-class at what you do. And not to disparage any of the other learning sites, there's a lot of great opportunities out there, but there are very few who truly bring the best in the world. Pulitzer Prize winners, New York Times best-selling authors, Emmy Award-winning directors, Academy Award-winning actors, like the best of the best. And so that was something that we thought very, very deeply about. Like, there's a lot of great teachers out there in the world, but wouldn't you want to learn from someone who'd actually lived it rather than studied it academically? That's, the way that I taught myself how to become a photographer was by paying attention to the other people who were really successful and trying to figure out, like, deconstruct what they were doing. So what if we could bring that to the stage? So first and foremost is world-class people, the best of the best, people who do not just teach. And let's see, a second one is thinking about teaching something that's in demand. Like if you were, why do people use underwater basket weaving? I'm going to use that one. If you were teaching underwater basket weaving, it wouldn't be as relevant, but we know from the market like that people want to know how to build a business from scratch. There's more opportunity now than ever before in the history of the world. The democratization of creativity, of access to tools, of audiences. So let's have it be relevant. And so what's part of the zeitgeist? We like to capture the zeitgeist. And then third, I guess it's actionable, that it's not pontificating for pontificating's sake. I love TED Talks. I think they're great. Chris Anderson's done an amazing job. It's 18 minutes. It leaves you salivating, but there's not really actionable takeaways. And to have actionable takeaways, stuff that you folks at home can go and do today or tomorrow, to me that is a huge differentiator. So it's sort of, if I was to retrace our steps, and this thinking still very much drives our vision today. It's like the best people in the world doing stuff that's really, really relevant, and that's actionable. And you'd think that wouldn't be a huge differentiator. That sounds like what you would want all education to be like, or all inspiration. But it turns out that it's a tough combination, and we're working on it every day, but I think we've done a pretty good job.
Yeah, absolutely. You guys have helped me immensely with thinking more in terms of making everything really action-oriented.
It's a group hug.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a group hug. And there's all kinds of other differentiators. Live, the fact that someone in Nairobi or Nebraska can ask you a question in real time and feel like they're a part of what it is we're learning here. I mean, so we're here at San Francisco CreativeLive, and my desk is about as far away from this studio as you can get. And when the session kicked off this morning, the applause, I was like, oh, that means I'm on pretty soon. Because it was just so much, there's like so much energy here. And then that live aspect can translate all over the world. So.
Yeah, absolutely. So you've touched on this a little bit. I'm curious what you and your team look for in terms of the content that you choose and how that ends up shaping the final product, the workshop that someone buys or the broadcast that they're tuning into.
Sure. Well, let's use that same lens that we were just talking about. The right people, for example, that's a core component of the content. But also, I wouldn't ask you to teach something. I wouldn't ask you to teach calculus. I don't know about your calculus skills.
I've never.
But it's very much we want people who are in the moment, in their world, in a way that few other people. When we talk about productivity, we want Tim Ferriss to teach that.
Absolutely.
Mr. 4 Hour, we're talking about starting businesses in Silicon Valley. We want Reid Hoffman, the founder of LinkedIn, billionaire, to teach that. When we think about posing, we want Sue Bryce to teach that class. And I think Sue was a guest on this class as well. And these are the people, they're not just great people and not just the right subjects, but the confluence of those two things. Again, it's just a very powerful elixir when you put those things together. So. Yeah, I don't know if you feel like that gets where you want me to go with that question.
Absolutely. Yeah. So I think last thing, this is my
We're just getting started.
I know.
What do you mean last thing?
We could talk all day. This is my 4th time here, and every time I come here, I am absolutely blown away by the team that you guys have gathered as part of CreativeLive. And I would love to hear from you how you run this team and how you influence this team and how that influences the final product in a way that makes it stand out, I think, like none other.
Sure. Well, I think even there's a little bit of a, if I could autocorrect,
sure.
There's a little bit of a position in even the way you phrased the question, which is how do I run things? First of all, this is very much a grassroots, bottom-up organization. Culture is not something that's created at the top and disseminated. It's the living, breathing people that come to work every day. And we have the good fortune of delivering value to the world. No, again, not to disparage the entertainment industry, there's value there, or any of the other industries, but we have transformed people's lives, and we do so on a regular basis. And that sort of energy is very attractive, because you may or may not be familiar with Steve Jobs, the famous CEO of Apple, when he was, RIP, when he wanted to get John Scully to come work for him to be the CEO. John Scully was then the CEO of Pepsi. And Steve said to John, do you want to sell sugar water your whole life, or do you want to make a change? You want to make a dent in the universe? And I feel like CreativeLive recruits for itself, because it's a very mission-driven company. The fact that we have given away 2 billion minutes of free education. You start getting the B's and it starts to get freaky.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's a lot, yeah, but so it's not really something, sure, businesses are run, but it's very much, we have set a vision of trying to transform the lives and unlock the creative potential of millions of people. And it just turns out there's a lot of people who want to be a part of that. And so it's more tapping into a vein that exists in the world, and CreativeLive recruits for itself. The students are our best advocates from all over the world. That's the #1 way that CreativeLive is discovered, is by word of mouth. Yeah. So I like to think that it's the culture and the way we run things is just, it's a ubiquitous, sort of like a force field of awesome.
Yeah. We've been talking a lot about guiding principles and personal values and how they help craft how your business stands out. And I think exactly what you just said is a beautiful reminder of how that works and just how pervasive it can be in a positive way in your business.
For sure, there's no doubt about it. And it's more than just putting a sign up on the door or on the wall about what your core values are. Like, you need to live those core values, and those are the values that we use as a filter to make decisions. Is this creative? Does it create access to world-class content? Is it community focused? These are like some of our core values. And if we answer no to those questions while we're thinking about a new program or a new instructor or a new channel, then we don't do it, because it doesn't meet the things that we've said. And this is not like this thing that's in flux all the time. We're not changing our core values every other weekend. These things have been around for years, and they really help govern and drive our business. And I encourage, whether, it's not just about a 120-person company, whether you're a solopreneur, an entrepreneur, like, what gets you out of bed? Put those things on your wall, and it's remarkable how effective those guiding principles can be at helping you make decisions.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for making my point.
My pleasure. My pleasure. Any
Chase,
other points I can make for you?
Yeah.
I'm just very comfortable. I get water.
Thank you so much for kind of shedding the light on why CreativeLive is such a standout product, why it sells easily, and just how it's really made an impact in the market that you've pioneered, really.
Full credit to everyone who goes to work here every day.
Absolutely.
It's a big time team effort. So.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thanks. Give them a big round of applause.
Appreciate it.